Adults Talking Anime Plus, a place where adults talk anime, video games, webtoons, and whatever else we want. We are your anime siblings, Inga.
And Thor.
Welcome to the family.
I'm closing with authority.
Okay.
I've been working on taglines, and that's my tagline for this episode. It's closing with authority. Does that apply here?
No. Not at all.
You know what I did close?
What?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm almost afraid to ask. What are the final thoughts?
I think it's a little overrated.
I think you're bullshit.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, I think it's overrated. It doesn't mean that it's not good. It's just not, it's not the best anime of all time. I don't even know if it's necessarily the best anime that's currently airing.
Okay, hold on a second. What's the best anime of all time?
Of all time?
Yeah, you made that bold ass statement. What's the best anime of all time?
I mean, that's got to be preference, but the first 26 episodes of Death Note.
That's not even the full anime.
I'm just saying, perfect anime, the first 24 episodes
You're a
of Death Note.
liar, because I know you've insert clip of you talking about Run with the Wind.
Perfect anime is Run with the Wind. Insert the clip and make me agree with myself. Insert my agreement. How about you insert that? The perfect anime is Run with the Wind. That is a 10 out of 10 anime.
That's so
but
funny.
It's tough to say best anime because the first thing I go is like my favorite anime, and I do rewatch. I mean, I've said this enough.
Now I forgot. What do you
I rewatch?
Death
Note?
Note?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Every once in a while. See, I don't
think a year's gone by where I didn't just binge it.
Wow. It's been a long time since I've watched Death Note because unfortunately for me, even though now I feel like I don't remember the end. So I probably could watch it again.
Better.
I know. I probably could. Well, no, I do remember the end. But like, I don't remember a lot of the events that happened between L's death and then I know the end.
No, that's the end.
No, see, that's not the end.
Oh, what do you mean?
Could you, I'm like, could you imagine I just spoiled Death Note? This old ass anime.
No, you're right. And there's honestly... if you rewatch it, you're gonna actually 100% be surprised at when things happen.
Maybe I will, because maybe it happens. I feel like I was rewatching it not that long. I was about to say like I haven't rewatched it in years, and now I immediately lied.
Insert clip of her lying.
And I just remembered I actually was watching it. I don't know. It's
yesterday.
A few months
I've been watching it. I watched it this morning.
Last night. It was actually last night. It was not. I was just saying.
Hey, this is Adults Talking Death Note.
We'll come
I'm
back.
Death Note.
We'll come back to Jujutsu Kaisen in a second. I'm just saying that I remembered when I did do this recent rewatch that things were happening a lot faster than I remembered.
It blows your mind. The pacing on the show's incredible. But I'll bring you back to why. Let's all pump the brakes on Jujutsu Kaisen. I think it's very enjoyable. The fights are probably some of the best things I've ever seen. That is like legit. Their fight scenes are dope. And the characters, I think they're all very everybody you meet, you really like.
Yeah, I don't think there's a character I've encountered at this point. Maybe Maki, maybe that's it. The sister is the only one who I might not even like. But then even so, after seeing her story, you kind of get why she is the way she is. So, wait, no, Maki's not the sister. Maki's the one.
Maki and Mai are both
Mai
sisters.
is who I'm talking about, not Maki. I love Maki.
Maki's on the other, on our team.
Maki's on our team,
yeah.
And Mai is on the other team. Oh my gosh, blasphemy.
You need foils, though.
I mean, I get it. She's maybe the closest thing to foil, but I'm just saying.
I don't even know if I'm using that right.
Isn't
it a foil? Yeah, a tin. Yeah, that's what I meant. Short for tin foil. The foil is in tin foil. Aluminum.
Oh my God.
Short for tin. Yeah, no, I think foil in a literature sense.
No, you're right. That's the right use of
it's
the
like
word.
a main character that you're supposed to not like.
Oh. That's the definition you were going for? I thought it was a foil was somebody. Oh yeah, I guess I was going to say is somebody that who foils the main character.
Yeah, but they're not like the villain. I don't know if a foil is a villain. What does Shakespeare have to say?
Hilarious.
Who's Hamlet?
What's in a name? If
So
a rose was called
anyway,
by any other name,
it would be called Jujutsu. Yeah, so I end up liking all of the people, and I almost think it's to its detriment. Nice. And Googled foil. And guys, in a literature sense, it means a very thin sheet of leaf, usually made by hammering.
That's not even what prevents something considered wrong or undesirable from succeeding. A brave policewoman foiled by the armed robbery.
Yeah, that's not what I mean.
What does foil character in
In
literature?
literature, a literary foil whose purpose is to accentuate or draw attention to quantities of another qualities. Dude, how many of the other character there is? Most often the protagonist. The literary term is named after an old jewelry trick, setting a gem on a foil base to enhance its shine.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you do need people that you don't like in order to like somebody more.
I guess. I understand that. I think that while Jujutsu Kaisen may be lacking in direct foils, because I think they tried to set it, not even tried, I think they mislead you into thinking that Megumi is going to be Yuji's foil, but not really.
I never got that sense.
Really?
No, not once.
I thought he really didn't like him in the very beginning. Like, I just thought he did not like Yuji, but then...
I thought so too. I thought there were going to be more rivals. Okay, I guess we're going to get into this piece where, you know, it took me a minute to realize how much time had gone in between them actually hanging out, because it happened so quick that he got separated from everybody and they thought he died, that it felt like they spent almost no time together. And then they had to justify why they missed him by saying how long of a time period that they were together.
And I think they also flash back to stuff too, though.
That kind of, but if you were to say, like, right now, how long you thought they spent time together, how long would you say?
Oh, it was probably 2 weeks.
And then they went back and addressed it, and it was like a summer.
Yeah.
They spent like a whole couple months together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you can become very close to people in that time. But my first sense was they basically went and they met each other and then went to the school.
Yeah.
And more time had definitely passed, which that made more sense to me as far as like why they had their relationship, like why it was so strong.
Yeah.
But it's like they had to justify that episodes later. So it was like, why did they even care that he died? Because these are people who openly introduce themselves as being in this world where everybody dies. And then you get desensitized to people dying because you're used to people dying. Then the other part where I knew Megumi shouldn't have cared because he didn't care about his own life. And we addressed that in the very first fight on how he was prepared to die.
He's always prepared to die, though.
But I'm saying in the order of how this was told to me, he's presented to me in a way that he doesn't care about dying. But you're going to tell me somebody who doesn't care about themselves is going to miss somebody who dies?
I don't think it's not that he doesn't care about dying. He doesn't care about sacrificing himself. Like if it's a choice between like you living and him living, he wants you to live. Sure. And he will. But
it also doesn't matter who that you is.
I guess not.
But also, I don't think he would care if that person died
while he was trying to protect them.
He cares about that part if they died while he was trying to protect them. Mm-hmm. But you can't tell me he's going to care about just a person dying.
But he has growth. He really
later, and
yes.
the growth makes sense to me because he starts off with that fatal flaw.
Yeah.
But that fatal flaw also comes with the baggage in not caring about, like, death is something that happens. It's not that big of a deal.
But also he's upset about Yuji because he felt like he should have been able to protect him, or he should have been able to help, and he was too weak. He had to, because Yuji literally was like, run away, get out of here.
But people with that syndrome, the survivor's guilt, it's not the specific person. It's the fact that they survived and somebody else, like they shouldn't have and somebody else should have. Okay. Really could have been anybody else. Mm-hmm. Like people get survivor's guilt from, plane crashes and things like that.
Sure.
So that's the part of me. It's like I didn't buy that. Not within a summer. Not within how distant he was keeping somebody. Like Yuji would have had to done a lot to me to have won him over. He would have had to do like the growth stuff that would have made him get closer to him much sooner in order for him to justify why he would have missed him so much.
I think that just goes back to Yuji being a really likable dude. I think it just boils down to him being I
didn't know it up until episodes later where they shared cooking things, because that is a legitimate memory on somebody who is closed off, and that was like a throwaway on a random episode later. Those things all make sense to me, and it felt like part of what was happening was either things were getting skipped over because they shortened the amount of time they spent together, or it was, you know what, where I want to take this character, I kind of have to justify that they're closer. And so there's episodes of justifications on why a relationship is. Like, I don't think of 24 episodes, I would think at this stage in the game, 24 episodes are important. In 24 episodes, I think you could miss 3 episodes and you'd still 100% get the same feeling, and you really wouldn't have missed anything.
Interesting. Is some of that just other character building?
Kind of.
Because, like, I did not get Panda. Like, I didn't know what his whole deal was.
Sure.
Like, I thought it was kind of hokey and campy that there's a panda character. But then when you get his backstory, you're like, okay, less hokey. I kind of get it. I like it. Like, I like Panda now. Same thing with, of course, I can't think of his name. The one who only speaks in, like, sushi and the cursed voice user. Like, I think he's amazing. Like, I think he's super awesome now. As opposed to before, again, I thought it was like another gimmick that was kind of like, oh, they're trying to do this. They got to have these weird characters. Because all animes have a weird character with some sort of weird thing going on. But then when you realize, like, he can't say real words because of the effect that it might actually have. Like, by not trying to kill somebody, he could accidentally, because his voice is so, it's cursed.
Yeah.
And in turn, it affects him too, though. It hurts him.
Sure.
It's the reverb from it.
I guess not necessarily. I think the introduction's important, but at the end of the day, as far as where the season goes, I don't think it's actually important for me to know too much about. I learned more about Panda in that fight, in his one fight, than I did, like, their episode where the only thing that really happened was them bullying, like the second years bullying the first years. Completely unnecessary, because fast forward like 2 episodes, they're all on the same team. So
I don't know. I personally do enjoy the character building, and I enjoy
character building. What I'm saying is, this show, it's not, every episode isn't the most important episode you've seen so far.
Think about Naruto. Is every episode of Naruto
not
the
fair,
most?
Because Naruto lasts 8 years, and Naruto 100% was about the payoff that you were investing week after week after week after week. Like, Naruto, I took 2-month, 3-month breaks at a time, so I would have 8 to 12 episodes to binge, and then I'd be caught up, and something crazy would happen. Or sometimes I would just wait even longer spans until, like, a big moment happened, so I could binge. It's crazy. You have to wait 3 months to binge 12 episodes.
Yeah, because they did have that period of time where it was just like 6 weeks of fillers, and you're like, I'm going to jump off a bridge.
But here, like, this one's coming out weekly, but if we're not going to get a season 2 for 3 months, I'm waiting 3 months for one episode. If it's longer than that, that's even crazier. So Naruto, while you're right, not every episode's important, it delivered every single week an episode for 10 years.
I'm pretty sure it didn't go on any breaks.
Between Naruto and Shippuden, 3 years of a break. Oof. Because he grew.
No, like an actual 3 years.
I think it was 3 years between Naruto where it ended and Shippuden.
Damn, that's a long time.
Super long
for an episode. What am I talking about? Series. Inuyasha took 10 years for it to get a
but
finale.
It's not like it was the finale of Naruto. It was a completely different series. Like, Shippuden and Naruto they're the same, but they're different stories in themselves.
No, I understand that.
So, but Naruto, like, the weeks that they missed, it was like a week here, obviously January, the New Year's, random things like that. But it came out every single week. It didn't take 2 seasons off, 3 seasons off. It was always released every season, every time.
So Naruto is year round.
Yeah, that's Naruto year round. Bleach was year round. One Piece is year round.
Really? There's never a break?
Detective Conan, no breaks. Like, yeah.
Okay, but then that would make sense as to why there's so many more fillers in these episodes. Like,
because they keep coming out. It's like we were we couldn't get enough. Like, give me all of the content. Give me any but like, they forced content down our throats. That's why there's anime only stuff. but it kept coming out.
Interesting. Okay, so I didn't necessarily know that. So, because then now new anime is definitely, well, then if you look at it under that lens, new anime is really lacking because they are doing seasons and then you don't get like, for example, My Hero Academia. Like My Hero Academia has been gone for a year.
It's wild.
You know, and it's crazy that it's been gone for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because also nothing happened last season. Well, no, that's not true. It's like the beginning of the season started off pretty wild. And then it's like everything with Mirio and all that stuff happened. The overhaul fight ended. And then they're like, school festival. And then that's how they ended the season. It almost would have made more sense to end the season after the Well, okay, actually, they didn't end the season like that. They ended the season with oh my gosh, the new number one hero, Todoroki's dad.
Endeavor.
Yeah, Endeavor. Todoroki's dad.
Yeah. Papa Roki.
Papa Roki.
Yeah.
Even though I do have to say, I really liked his fight. I thought his fight was really good. I actually thought it was quite the redemption. I mean, okay, is it really a redemption?
Yes.
I think so, but it didn't make up for him being a bad dad, being like a shitty...
Can any fight make up for him being... Can you fight so good that you became a good dad? Like,
yeah.
How hard can you fight anyone and become a good dad by the end of it? That's the hardest fight that I think anybody might have to fight. Yeah, if that was your bar, did that fight redeem him being a bad dad? It did. I don't even think people think Goku is a good dad.
Hilarious. But they don't think he's like a bad dad.
They do think he's a bad dad. Piccolo is best dad.
Papa Piccolo.
Yeah, Piccolo is a good dad.
That's so
Goku, not
funny.
a good dad. Very absent.
But like he's not bad.
But he saves the world, so he fought so hard, became a good dad. But he had to do it like 7 times.
Oh, that's
so
where
Goku
Endeavor went wrong.
Yeah, he needs to keep doing it.
He needs more.
Yeah.
He needs to have more
He needs to do a few more.
in order to be a good dad.
I don't know if he's got it in him, though, because he didn't do too hot in the fight.
He did. I mean,
he got beat up at the end of
big
it.
time.
So
I think he lost an eye.
Ultimately, bad dad.
Hilarious.
Yeah, if he would have not gotten a scratch on that fight and just handled it like a good dad could have, then...
like good dad All Might?
Yeah, like good dad, irresponsible ass All Might. Good dad, no kids.
Oh my God. I have to say though, no, I thought that fight was actually really incredible. And I don't know, incredible might be too big of a word, but I thought
that was the best fight in the season.
It probably was. And it was really good. I loved the end moment and I loved the hand raise and
I hate how like Midoriya's an overhauls fight is like regarded as the best fight.
No, that it's 100%.
It's a garbage fight.
It's not the best fight by any means.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. I guess I'll pop in my controversial thought on it because you haven't seen it, and we'll keep running from there. But I watched the season 5.
What
I guess
happened?
the season 5 episode opener, and it's like I don't want to spoil it for you, but also there is nothing to spoil because nothing actually happened in it. The thing that really pissed me off was that the last 10 minutes of that episode, honestly, when the credits are rolling, they have more stuff going on, and that's the most interesting part of the episode, and you could almost miss it if you just stopped watching it. Like if you
anytime I've turned off anything and stopped watching, I've missed 100% of all of the things.
I'm just saying, like, maybe you're like, I don't want to watch the preview for next week, or
I know
I'm
busy.
What you meant. I'm busy.
Like,
I gotta go.
I once turned off
right now.
the finale of American Idol, and I didn't know who won. Still don't.
But
Kelly Clarkson.
And the funny thing is, there was actually some really funny moments, like Mirio. I actually laughed out loud. Like, I laughed very loudly because he was very funny in this episode. But overall, it was like a reintroduction to all the characters, as if we didn't know who any of these people were and what their quirks were.
Well, if you take a couple years off.
It was 1 year.
If you take a year off.
And they also had a movie.
How else are you supposed to hook the new people in?
Who the hell is starting at season 5? Get the hell out of here. If that's where you start, if you've never watched My Hero Academia before, and you're like, you know what I'm going to do?
It's got a prime slot. You don't know what the prime slot is? You don't know what the prime freaking time slot is?
I'm sure I just blew out the mic on all of that. That was crazy. What you just said was nuts. What you just said was nuts.
Inga, this stuff is airing on TV. All right, it's not on a streaming service only.
For whom?
For the Japanese, Inga. The Japanese.
Who is like, I've never watched this show before. 5 other episodes.
5 seasons.
5 seasons. Oh,
I didn't miss much.
This seems like a good
I'm
place.
sure I can pick it up. Whatever. I don't regret anything.
That was insane. Everything you just said was insane. Yeah, no. So it was kind of a bummer. It is a frustrating way to start this anime. Yeah. I honestly can't believe they thought that was a good idea. And it gets me less hype for this season. Because also, I don't even know what's going to happen.
What if that episode 1 is a foil?
Against itself?
Against itself.
It's like...
You ever think of that?
I foiled myself into cancellation. No, obviously not. And, it's crazy because Hirokoshi, I think, has also said that My Hero will be coming to an end.
Sure.
You
know how he becomes the best hero in the world, right?
I mean, isn't this the whole story of how he becomes the best hero?
Yeah, but the answer is he just grows up and puts some muscle on his body.
That's it. That's all it took.
That's literally it. The only reason he's not super strong when he first gets his powers is because he
had no powers.
He wasn't in shape.
That's hilarious.
He had more power than what his body could contain. That's a whole self-sacrifice. Everything that he did was because his body couldn't physically do it. Then he was able to do 5% after a year worth of working out, 10% after a year and a half. Once he hits 16, 17, we got kids going to the draft, the NFL draft.
He's able to the hero draft. He'll be able to actually participate.
Well, we constantly talk about basketball players growing into their man bodies. Sorry, sports guys, but we just know this.
That's so funny.
Kids enter the NBA at 19. Obviously, they're not at their athletic prime.
Yeah.
Their first contract, generally, you stay with the franchise that drafted you for 7 years.
Sure.
So they get their second contract at 25, 26.
Huh.
Which is why that's their big contract. But if you're a lottery pick, like the top 10, then you grow with this franchise. You're generally not... You can draft a number 1 pick, and that can change your life in football. Because that person's 20, 21, 22, 23.
Yeah.
And if that's a quarterback, you could win the Super Bowl within the next 4 years. Mm-hmm. If you draft somebody incredible in basketball, they're 19. Your window doesn't really open up until year 3, possibly 4 years in, because they have to be 23. It's not up until they actually have muscle on their body that they become superheroes like Midoriya is going to be.
This was adults talking the draft.
Not the war draft.
Imagine that's how you just draft people.
Dude, if I was the number 1 draft pick and I was going to war, I would still be honored.
You would not be the number 1 draft pick right now. You're already too old. It's 18, bro.
It already passed.
They're looking for those 18-year-olds.
Wow.
I
just love how in this fantasy I didn't even get drafted first. 1, that's not how it happens. 2,
also, you don't want to be the number 1 draft for the
I do want to be I don't want to be the 100th. I don't want them to go through 99 dudes and then be like, Thor, you're next. And I'm like, what number am I? And they're like, 100,000.
But then also they're not trying to. I feel like the number 1 draft pick is going straight to the front. They're
or
like,
what if he was like Jason Bourne, and they're like, regular ass clothes. We're gonna teach you breathing techniques, and you're gonna be able to know how far you can run.
I don't know what any of that has to do with being in the war.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, I know about Matt Damon. I'm aware of
Obviously,
Matt Damon.
Obviously, you don't know about Matt Damon.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't.
Derailed Jujutsu Kaisen. Let's keep going.
Oh,
I'm gonna keep hammering it home.
Sure. Okay, tell me more about
The way that it ended is the same problem that he had in episode 13.
Way that it ended is the same problem he
had midway
in
through
13.
Yuji has issues with killing people. And the biggest thing that he grows is the fact that he's like, oh, this is necessary. You have to do it.
Okay. It all just came back to me. First of all, I thought it was amazing. I loved Nobara. She was incredible.
That's the world they live in, though.
I know, but she is a maniac, and I absolutely adore her. Am I straight up spoiling this yet or not?
Go
I don't
for
know.
it.
I want to really badly.
You won't.
Hey, guys, I'm going to spoil Jujutsu Kaisen right now.
Go.
So if you haven't watched it, stop listening and come. I'll tell you when to come back. I'll give you a time code. Just skip ahead 10 minutes. I don't know. I don't know if it'll take that long. No. Okay. Here we go. Spoilers are on. So when she's poisoned and she thinks she's going to die, and she starts stabbing herself with the nails because she realizes, that's also her power.
Yeah, it's dope.
But she realizes that it affects the other characters or the villains. I was like, this is incredible. She's amazing. And I'm obsessed with her.
Okay.
She's amazing. So that's my big spoiler moment. I guess it's essentially just her power. But you don't see, she never uses it that way, obviously, because she's not normally affected by it. And then they also knew that Yuji isn't affected by poison because of Sukuna.
Yeah, very smart. Yeah.
Which I forgot about.
Me
so
too.
I was like, oh, man. And that's why, like, when he ran to save her, I was like, oh, my gosh. But, he would have done it regardless.
Absolutely.
I know he would have, but still.
Okay.
No, I think it's, I don't know. For me, I was super hyped. I thought it was great. And then it was like, okay, now the episode is over. Like, all right.
Yeah. So when this one ended, did you go, what?
No, because they didn't leave you with a cliffhanger, which I appreciate.
Why?
Because I hate cliffhangers.
Because they make you desperately want to see what happens next.
True, but I also just kind of like, the thing with Jujutsu Kaisen is that it also feels like there's never a calm before the storm. Like, yeah, everything's cool right now, but literally the next thing could be imminent doom.
This is, I think it is a very, it's a great show. I think the fights are amazing. I think the peaks are not as high as other shows. And specifically, like, this far in, season 1 of My Hero was great.
My Hero really kicked it off with a bang. Like it went real hard.
Then you look at season 1, you got to look at Great Pretender.
That's so funny.
That show is amazing. Like, you can't miss one. You can't.
Well, no, because it would absolutely make
no sense
if you did.
Every episode's extremely important and made me want to see the next episode.
You know, it's okay, but on a different take, like for me, The Great Pretender was not something I had to binge. There are many animes that I definitely had to binge, but The Great Pretender, not one of them.
Now, we can also talk about, and you know what, you didn't get hooked by this one either, but I think Demon Slayer had higher peaks.
I love Demon Slayer. I'm obsessed with Demon Slayer now.
And Demon Slayer's ending made you pissed.
Hell yeah.
Because you need to see what happens next. With Jujutsu, I can't wait until we get to see it again. I can't wait until I see another fight. That's awesome. But I know I said I can't wait, but I can wait. I can't wait until it comes back. I'm excited for it. It's just, it's not one where it ended and I was like, oh my gosh.
Again, yeah. I mean, I still really appreciate that because now with the state of anime as it is, you don't know when the anime is coming back. So I'm glad I don't necessarily have to wait 6 months. Like they could have, let's repaint the picture and say that all of a sudden the anime ends, but it's literally where Yuji and Nobara, excuse me, I don't know why I love to call her Nobara are...
Does she not wear a bra?
No bra. There
goes no bra again.
Where they're fighting, and then, but like you don't know the ending. Like they could have just ended it there, like in between this big fight.
That would have been insane.
Look, I guess we're both saying things that are
in the
crazy.
Middle of a punch, and they punch a bad guy, and then the series is over. The show just ends. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I agree. That would be crazy, but truthfully, the ending on this doesn't make it so you're like desperate for when it comes out again. It means the floor is significantly higher than most other shows. It will never be worse Like, it's not going to be worse than a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to, I don't think that time is going to tell. Like, if it just doesn't show up for 2 years, you don't get season 2. But because My Hero had such a great first season,
My Hero had a
disappointed by season 4.
2 seasons.
I agree. But so much of the My Hero you realize is fueled by All Might.
I love All Might. He's my favorite.
And it's really tough when the show's about Midoriya. That's real hard.
And you know what? But season 4 was lacking. All Might.
A lot of All Might because he's no longer All Might.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Damn.
Yeah.
Is that the
So
problem?
now,
did they make All Might too likable?
And you know how you avoid that problem?
No, you don't kill him. You
No,
let
no.
him retire.
You have a cast of people that you like equally.
See, I think that's also the problem. I don't think, like, okay, I like all the characters of My Hero, but I don't.
No, I'm talking about Jujutsu.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, My Hero, you're right. There's a bunch of characters that we like at different levels. Love All Might.
Yeah.
I thought I loved Midoriya. I'm getting annoyed.
No, yeah.
And then there's other emotions you have for other people. But with Jujutsu Kaisen, I don't know who I like the most.
I know. And I honestly, the show could deviate away from Yuji and it would still be enjoyable.
Yeah. And it makes it feel, again, that it's not going to have that low part because I won't know where there's a filler. Like, if we had an episode dedicated, like if we had 10 episodes dedicated to the guy who didn't want to go into overtime, no. I'd love to have his, like, I think anything that guy does. If it was him plus Panda, you might have yourself like a great season. I don't know what those two are going to get into. What are they going to talk about? If you got Toto and him, I don't know how that's going to go. He'd be like, do not talk to me about women during business hours.
Toto.
He goes, I already know what he would say, that he'd be like, I keep my personal and professional life separate. That's how he would handle that. And this guy would be like, this man.
That's so funny. I love him so much. Toto makes me laugh so hard.
And then if you watch like Gojo, I'm sure I'm like fascinated with what his relationship is with that girl with the scar.
Orihime. I actually know her name right off the top of my head.
Those two, what's going on there?
What's that?
Hey, you two.
That's so funny.
What's going on there? But the main thing, I think the floor is so much higher. The ceiling, for me, so far been lower, and I feel like everybody's dubbed it the greatest anime that's out there, and I don't agree.
Oh, I mean, okay, I guess it's...
And that's, to me, the definition of overhyped. It's like everyone's jumping on this train.
I do want to throw in one part. Yeah, this is no longer spoilers anyway. But I do want to say, so Jujutsu Kaisen has a movie that is coming out. They've already cleared it.
Kind of getting annoyed with how this movies are now everyone's mid-season nonsense.
Well, so Jujutsu Kaisen's movie is called like Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Is it so it's a prequel?
It is a prequel.
Oh, that's dope. I like that.
So, and also, I don't know if you caught this in the anime, they mentioned 2 people who are like sorcerers that they just kind of met, they name them passing by, and then they talk about something they did, but not like it's almost like a throwaway. But I decided not that long ago, I'm like, you know what? Everybody's talking about Jujutsu Kaisen and how the manga's so good and all of this stuff. And I'm like, maybe I'll actually like read it. So I was reading it online. And at first I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, nice.
Is this even part of the story? But it turns out where they started the anime is not where the manga started. But I had to ask Haley, and Haley actually said that the prequel was actually its own story, and that's kind of how Jujutsu Kaisen actually came into being, based off of this short story that happened before, but about similar, kind of, but like when Gojo was in school.
That's legit.
So this is going back in time.
He's a real shonen character.
Yeah. So this is basically, the movie's going to go back and kind of show us, I even think like a younger Gojo, a younger...
Dope.
I'm not sure, but Ryan's favorite character, but he's super dope. So yeah, I don't know. That's what the movie's going to be. It's not doing what Demon Slayer did. Yeah, tell me.
Hunter x Hunter. Do you know how it actually starts?
How?
With Kite giving Gon his father's hunter badge.
Mm-hmm.
So Kite actually was visiting Gon, and he was the one that kicked off Gon's
Oh my
Hunter x Hunter
gosh,
career.
that just gave me goosebumps.
And that it adds so much more to it, because before it looks like Gon is only close to Kite because Kite brings up the fact that he knew his dad.
Yeah.
Or he does,
well, that his
he
dad
does the
sent
trials.
him
He does the
to-
games,
yeah.
and then he meets Kite after the games.
Yeah.
And they make it look like that,
Mm-hmm.
versus in the manga, Kite knows Gon. It's probably been there more than his dad has.
Yeah.
Like more as an
Well,
uncle
then that
figure.
makes the reaction even make way more sense
Everything about it makes way more sense.
than what they did.
It's why he loses his mind, because it's not just a guy who knows his dad that died.
Yeah.
It's his father figure was killed in front of him. He
I
tried to
literally have
save his
goosebumps
father
right now.
figure, and his best friend knocked him out and ran away.
Yeah, well, because you told him to.
And then, oh God, and when Kite says good choice, and that's brutal.
I remember hoping that Kite was still alive, and then they really mess with you because his head's on that stick. But like at
no,
first,
it was in her lap.
Oh, but like at first you're like, oh, maybe, and then you're like, oh no.
Yeah, she's petting his head.
Yeah,
in her
you're
lap.
like, oh
Pito's
no,
so bad.
Pito's so messed up.
And and then when Gon does go crazy, because she shows him how like she tortured his body and strung him up and whatnot, and then he makes the sacrifice to give up his Nen for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And she's thankful when he transforms, and his motivation, his contract was to just kill her.
Yeah.
She looks at it and says, oh, he had enough power to rival the kings. I'm glad he took it out on me. Oh, but that's the fact that they're the ones protecting each other.
Yeah.
And he's fueled like an animal to just kill. Really messes with you. Hunter x Hunter's crazy.
It's good. Apparently, Hunter x Hunter, I don't know. I might be spreading rumors again, but I feel like I either saw a YouTube
You're kicking
video
it off? You're just saying season 2?
Hey, season 2, baby. It's happening. It's finally happening. Yeah, so I don't know.
But isn't that wild?
Yeah,
that
no,
they
that-
didn't include that. That's the
some
part they cut.
Bullshit. They definitely should have. That makes it
He's the call to action. Kite is the thing that kicks off Gon becoming a hunter.
Wow.
Because he gives him
his dad's
hunter badge.
Man, no, that definitely puts so many more levels. Like, because that part's still crazy, and Kite is very likable, and
You love
like,
Kite.
yeah, he's super dope, and like, you meet him, and you feel a certain way, and you're just like, yeah, okay, I like this. And then when you really want him to win, like I really wanted him to win. I wanted him to win.
Survive.
Or,
But he lost an arm so fast.
I know.
He lost an arm saving Gon.
I know. And that's why he's like, get the hell out of here. And Killa was like, okay. That's when Killa was killer. Like, Killa's killer instinct.
Man.
Really kicks in, and his like
brutal.
Survival mode kicks in, because that's like so wild. Because you look
his
at Killa,
his brainwashed survival mode.
Yeah,
because he was tortured and had all of that he had that training instilled in him.
Yeah, but his training
torture.
was, if you can't win a fight, you get
have
the
to
hell
run
out of that fight.
by his brother.
Yep. Which is like terrible, but also incredible all at the same time.
Insane. The Hunter x Hunter is so good.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter is really good. I did a rewatch of that that long ago.
It's hard not to do a rewatch.
It's real good. It's like you just start, and it's one of those stories where you do want to keep, like, everything kind of leads into the next thing. There doesn't really seem like a lot of wasted time in Hunter x Hunter. Honestly, like, I'm trying to think about filler episodes. I can't really think about many filler episodes in Hunter x Hunter.
It really doesn't feel like that, but I bet you it's because it's a second go around on that anime too.
Oh, okay.
Because they did have one. They're probably, but maybe not. I could be completely lying about the first round of the Hunter x Hunter anime. But that second one,
so good.
it's really good. I mean, they cut out things. They cut out, if they included it, that might be in the running for like
Best on
one of the best overall animes.
That's
Because it has a good ending.
It does. It does. It's sad for sure. It's kind of like a sad ending, and you're just kind of like, that's it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel fully...
Well, you want to hear... But I think that's what... Anything that ends...
And you want
you
more.
probably want more of anything, regardless of what story it is.
Or you just want to see them grow. I don't know. It's one of those where you kind of wish there's some form of a recap or a something. Like,
you want to see him in the future.
Yes. I want to see a future version.
You want to see... Like, if it ended and Gon had one little bit of Nen ability, you'd be happy.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's true. Even though Gon's technically a psychopath, if you think about it.
A little bit. But that whole thing is when people are put in that situation.
You know what? I like it,
Where did
though.
those rules go?
I like it. I honestly, I'd do the same thing.
I think
Hell
a lot
yeah,
of people would. And you have to understand, he's young.
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't think about the future. Nobody when you're young thinks about the future. These are the types of conversations you can have without having immediately watched HunterxHunter.
Yeah.
I don't know if right now, if Jujutsu Kaisen ended, would I have to talk about anything I saw in 4 years without having rewatched it? I think if I fast forward 4 years, I would watch clips of the fights on YouTube, but I don't think I'd watch story.
I personally like it. I think maybe as a female anime fan, I just really appreciate the way that the women are portrayed and the way the women are written in Jujutsu Kaisen. So maybe that is also partially why I have such an affinity towards it, because these women, every single one of them, are monsters, and I love it. And it sucks because like you have Bleach and you have Naruto. And I'm going to give One Piece a little bit of a pass, but unfortunately, even the women in One Piece kind of get put on the back burner. But like Naruto, the women are written atrociously. Like, they're just there. They're pretty much set pieces. The only people who maybe get a little bit of respect, and not even, Tsunade's a drunk. I love her. I love her, but she's a drunk. And she's kind of a mess. You know what I mean?
No,
like, I don't know.
Super strong though.
She is super strong. But
She's so good.
I love Tsunade. Tsunade's my only favorite one. But like Sakura, garbage.
Well, actually, all of the older women, I think the older women are good.
Oh, but they just don't get to shine.
They only shine briefly. It's just tough. It depends on who you're comparing them to.
What do you mean?
Like, of that generation, if you had a choice between, I even think the one who was with Asuma, I think she was badass. I don't even think we ever got to see her fight.
No, we didn't, because
we just heard.
Yeah,
and she just immediately seemed like
Kurenai,
a badass.
I think.
Yeah, and then when you find out that her and Asuma are doing a thing, you're like, that would work.
Well, but then by the time she might have had to fight, she was pregnant, so she couldn't go fight.
Exactly. You're like, that's the only reason. And if she was, you're like, that she'd be valuable. I got that sense from her. Like, she just seemed, I respected the shit out of her.
Hilarious.
Is that wrong? Did you not respect her?
No, I thought she was probably
I'm like,
dope.
she's probably very dope.
But it's just a bummer that like.
I'm gonna bring one more.
Okay, give it to me.
The one who led the Genin exam for Naruto. She's a little psycho. They ruined in Boruto. Very rude.
They're so rude.
Very rude. Very rude. Because I was like, she's probably awesome too.
She was, actually. I feel like they did a flashback or something.
Yeah, she has a little arc in there too. I'm like, she's
a little bit
badass.
of a. I guess it's so.
It's the main one sucked. It's Sakura and
I mean, even
the other Hinata.
Even Hinata. Is
I don't like either of them. But my opinion on best girl was the blondie.
Oh, Ino.
Yeah, Ino.
That's so.
She was the best girl.
At least Ino got to do shit though.
Yeah.
She at least did things.
I thought, she was the one.
Seemed helpful too.
Oh yeah.
Like, she was a part of a team. She was doing shit.
Yeah.
Like, she was doing her mind takeover jutsu.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was fine. Here's the thing. Sakura, yeah, she's strong, whatever. But she was just so whiny. And
I didn't like Sakura.
I hated it. I just hated it. It was like, Sakura, come on, know your worth. Sasuke's kind of a dick. Like, actually, super dick.
Yeah.
And like, grow up. grow the hell up.
Yeah. Even if you have a super dick, you can't be that mean.
And
Sasuke's super dick.
super dick. Him and his super dick. Oh my god. That's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they couldn't give them a filler. They couldn't give them some episodes to, I don't know, be badass for some. There was a bazillion episodes. We really couldn't focus 2 or 3 on any of the women of Naruto at all. Like how many times did I have to either watch young Naruto and Sasuke, figure out if they're friends or not, or the Itachi story? I love Itachi. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. But how many times did I have to see that arc?
Just saying, it spanned 900 years. So literally,
you needed a
forgot.
refresher. It was for the people who just wanted to pick up Naruto.
Starting at season 15.
Yeah. I think I should start this show. Naruto.
Yes, I'm telling you, Naruto was airing before streaming services.
I mean, I get it.
So you couldn't even binge to catch up.
Unless you bought the DVDs.
And even then, you have to, like, how was I going to find an English subtitled CD?
That's so funny. It's a DVD for one.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking for it in the music aisle at FYE.
You were never going to find it.
I'm sitting here. The only thing I can find is Nobu Uematsu.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, it's a bummer. Who's a what?
Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, composer?
Yeah, I was going to say
he's just waving his hand around. So.
Yeah, the orchestrator. Is that an orchestrator?
Yeah, it's the same thing with Bleach. Like, the minute Orihime even became slightly useful, what did they do? Have her get kidnapped and then never do anything again.
Yeah. But, yeah, and then the vice captain with big boobs. She seemed like the most valuable. But
Rengiku.
Yeah.
Big Beepoo.
Even if she... I didn't say big beep boo. I didn't say that. I didn't say big boobs that way. Big. What was that? What was that? Explain that to me.
I was trying to make like a boob joke with Rengiku.
That came up. Big boo. That was crazy. What just happened?
That's so funny.
Yeah, I thought she was a strong character. She didn't even need big boobs.
Nobody needs them. People just have them.
It's great if they do.
Oh my god. No, she was the only one. Because even Rukia, though, like, Rukia existed to give Ichigo her powers, and then even then, once she kind of got him back, they still
I never really understood
sort of sucked.
Yeah. She's like, was not that great. Well, she was assigned to the town, apparently, and only bad people. This is weird.
Okay.
Why were such weaklings stationed there?
Where?
And that in his town.
Where apparently all the shit goes down?
Yeah, I'm like, I just realized that at some point they say the shittiest people get assigned there. Mm-hmm. Everything happens there.
Yeah, you're like, guys, maybe...
Like, assign another dude.
Let's get a different squad up in there.
Put
What's
2
happening?
people. Maybe, like, give them shifts or something.
That's very
I just realized
funny.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
They mention early on that only weak-ass people get assigned here. Oh, maybe it's because other people are living there. No, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
Dudes, you can't let vigilantes run your... What is your job? I'm very perplexed.
That's so funny.
But then again, we could ask the author, Jelena.
That is true. In case you guys missed our last podcast, turns out Jelena wrote Bleach. After it was already airing.
Biggie boo.
Oh my god, I'll never recover. I'm keeping it.
Biggie boo.
No, big beep boo.
Big beep.
I was trying to make a boob joke.
Yeah,
like big beep boobs.
I can't wait
big
until we're in public and we see somebody with big boobs and I'm gonna be like, big beep boo.
Oh my god. I'm dying.
I hope it happens.
What there you'll probably see.
You're right. I think that, but also, I don't know what you were about to say.
I was just gonna
Whose
say-
big boobs am I gonna see?
I don't know. I was like, it's not like a rare occurrence to run into big boobs.
But I was just gonna. Doesn't mean I'm gonna say anything right now if I see big boobs.
Hilarious.
Now I'm going to say something
no.
to you. I've never.
Oh, to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, big boob.
Oh my God. If you see us in public, please do that.
And you have big boobs.
And
Just understand why I
we'll
said
die. We'll absolutely die. Oh my gosh. So Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, you're right. I think, but you know what? I never watched Ghost in the Shell.
Sure.
I've seen it out of order,
Mhm.
and it doesn't make any sense. But but I think if I give it a second chance, people seem to love it, and the main character is a girl.
That's true. Okay. I mean, I'm not just saying like that's the only
It's
reason
unfortunate
why.
to like just pull that one out. There should be like a longer list.
I think
I don't
there
know
is, though. You want
I
to know?
didn't watch Evangelion, but
I didn't either.
I think one of the main characters is a girl there, and
Why did I think you had seen Evangelion?
I've also seen it out of order. I have seen it.
Oh, okay.
I've probably seen 90% of it out of order.
Interesting.
In which case, I know it's like about mechs.
Yeah.
It's got battles, and I do know that the older girl, she drinks.
Mm-hmm.
She likes this dude who's way too young. Also, somebody breaks up with her too.
Oh.
So, but she's really good at her job and got promoted. So, like, she's in charge of people. So she does come. Everything I remember, she is a badass.
I mean, and here's the other thing.
And I respect the shit out of her for being like good at her job.
The what was I literally about to say? It's just crazy that like Kenichi, the last disciple, some of the strongest people on there are also women. Like, so Kenichi is training to be the strongest disciple, but Mayu is what her name is. Mayu is like this incredible like jujutsu fighter, whatever. So like in the beginning when Kenichi's getting his ass kicked, she's the one who rescues him the entire time. Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I guess it's nice that they're actually in the spot of power too, because I don't think it's not like I walk away and think that Bulma's not a strong woman, but she's like, she doesn't have power. She's not. But you can say that like Krillin sucks, and he's a human. He's a Z fighter, but
Yeah.
I think Bulma matters more than Krillin.
That's so funny.
Not that I mean, Krillin literally just dies, and
Constantly.
Bulma is so smart, and she's the driving force in why she's going around. Like, she's using Goku because she realizes that this kid's impressionable and can fight things and can help get her to her goal, which is, you know, getting all the Dragon Balls. But she invented the I don't know if she invented it or her dad, but the Brief family invented the Dragon Radar, and that's why they can go out and search for him. They also, she's in charge of Capsule Corp. She invented a time machine.
Yeah.
Like, as far as smarts go.
I mean, again, it doesn't necessarily like bother me one way or the other. I just think it's really nice. And it doesn't feel in a very forced way. It doesn't feel like, oh, we have a girl, so let's like make her, but we should probably make her strong. It just feels like these characters are strong because they're strong.
Yeah.
You know, like even Maki. Maki is the definition of hard work. She can't even see curses.
Yeah.
You know, she has to use cursed objects to even see them or to even be able.
She has to use the glasses.
Well, the glasses.
That's a cursed object?
Yeah, I think
wow.
pretty sure she had. Yeah, they have to be, because when she's not, she can't see them,
But she has a power.
She can use cursed objects
without any taxing part.
Mm-hmm.
So why are these other dudes able to just swing these cursed objects?
Because they have, I don't know, curse power.
Then why does she have the power to use cursed objects?
I'm describing this wrong. I don't know.
But I kind of missed the episode where they were explaining what her power was and her sister's power and why they wished. Because the reason that neither of them are great is because they're twins and it divided amongst those two. That's what I understood.
Part of it is also they wanted a boy.
Well, they definitely needed it to be one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're twins, and I don't fully remember
Because I'm like, homegirl, you're using a gun.
a cursed gun.
Yeah, it's like a cursed object.
Yeah.
What is your power?
Well, no, but so
She
her
can see
power
'em?
comes from within, though.
Where does Maki's?
The weapons. The
thought
weapons
she also-
themselves are cursed. I'm pretty
Not
sure.
fully-
I don't know. I don't
I'm
want
not
to.
fully on board with
I don't
this.
want to dive too far into that because it's not. I'm definitely not giving correct information.
Yeah.
But
I feel that.
needless
I
to
feel
say,
like you're lying.
I feel like you're lying
Yeah.
again. Needless to say, I watched Death Note yesterday. No. I'm currently watching Death Note.
I
Actually,
stopped while I was lying to you. If it sounded like I was fading out, it's because I turned on Death Note and I'm watching it on my mobile device.
So I did want to quickly talk about some anime movies that are dropping.
Okay.
You mentioned Evangelion,
Oh, great.
and apparently Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon a Time.
Naturally.
I can't give you any. Well, I guess I can. But I can't really give you much of a definition of anything. I thought you'd watched Evangelion, so I thought you were going to be excited about this.
I am excited about it, Inga, because it might fuel me to watch it all the way
Hilarious.
through in order.
How about this? Detective Conan, movie 24.
Have you watched any Detective Conan?
No, I kind of hate the animation.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of just think it looks
He does solve a lot of mysteries.
hilarious.
But occasionally you get to see him as like old Conan.
That's what I'd be more interested in, I think. I don't know. Kid Conan.
He's a fully grown guy who gets something puts
Benjamin
him and makes him
Buttoned?
something makes him a kid.
Okay. All right. So then also Fate Grand Order, the movie.
Wonderful. And another it's just like I want 180 minutes of I don't know what's happening.
That's actually the tagline. Let's see. Nobody cares about this. Oh, Seven Deadly Sins, Cursed by the Light.
Animated by the dark. Next one.
Season 3 animators back in. No, just kidding. This
Ooh, Eureka 7. That's a throwback.
really, you know
Yeah.
what this is?
I do.
Oh, okay. High Evolution 3 will be the name of this movie. All of these are coming out, and
I don't really watch anime movies, although every time I say that,
I'm
I
glad you
somehow
brought it up.
immediately watch a anime movie.
hilarious.
Yeah, speaking of third
Yeah.
My Hero movie. Yeah, I'm
Boku
gonna
no
watch that.
Hero, Hero 3.
I watched both of theirs.
Did you?
Of
I thought you
course.
didn't end up watching the second one.
Of course I watched the second one. It took me forever
Oh.
to find the second one, but yeah, I watched
Gotcha. He will meet the three I don't
it.
know.
My favorite one was when people described All Might as light eyes. Because in the seasons, the first two seasons, every time All Might's using his power, his eyes are completely black. And then when he's young All Might, you get to see him with big white eyes.
Yeah. Oh. All right. So then Fate.
Yeah, great. Another Fate?
Oh, wait. Maybe this is just in Spanish.
Maybe.
No, maybe it's actually called Fate Khalid Liner Prisma. Okay.
It has nothing to do with Fate's Day.
Sword Art Online, the movie.
Dude, what is happening with this new season of Sword Art not getting dubs?
I don't know.
I've been waiting. There's so many episodes in.
Yeah.
I'm getting pissed.
That's very funny.
But
Funimation.
I'm probably gonna have to
What's
watch
up?
it. I'll do it.
Hilarious. We're making a fan dub.
I'd like to. I'll
I
do
mean-
all of the voices of Run with the Wind.
Oh my God.
It's time.
I did not see this when I looked at this. Ryoma Rebirth movie, The Prince of Tennis.
I hate this animation.
I hate the
but I'm
animation
in.
too.
What if it's in
Oh,
3D?
it's
It is in 3D. I'm back in.
I'm dying. Oh my God. Are we going to...
And the original manga creator supervised the film. What does that even mean?
I just... Who
No
knows?
running?
Yeah, he's not a lifeguard. He's not a lifeguard of
whistle.
the film. Oh my God. I can't believe it. That was everything.
Oh, Laid Back Camp.
Oh,
Dude, they've got a bunch. Do they just make movies all the time?
also Mappa's doing it. So hello, Mappa did Jujutsu Kaisen and the.
I don't think these girls are going to be fighting. I don't think the Laid Back Camp girls are going to be fighting. I don't assume that they need that.
All right, and then of course what I was just talking about, Jujutsu Kaisen movie 0.
Hey boys, how about you prioritize this one? Put Laid Back Camp, make that 2022. You go ahead and just keep doing what you're doing on this.
That's so funny. Between the end of 2021 and beginning of 2022, but I'm also glad that it's
A Black Clover movie.
Yeah, that's what kind
Just
of.
being announced.
Yep, Black Clover movie, which is exciting.
Like Death Note movie?
Could you imagine if what would you die?
Slam dunk movie. Would I die?
No.
By the Death Note?
Yeah, by the did somebody write your name?
It
was me. No, I'm kidding. Twist. I'm just kidding. I would never. Could you be like, oh my God, Yuri on Ice the movie? Ice Adolescence? Sequel movie
that's
too?
Thin Ice.
Get out of here. That's hilarious.
Stop. These are all to be announced. We can't just keep saying things that aren't even announced.
Those aren't announced. Those aren't announced. Okay, that was it. I mean, the majority of those actually had like 2021 or 2022. It was only the last two that didn't have like official dates. But man, those were some surprises.
Yeah, lots of good ones.
Holy cow. The Prince of Tennis one. We need to just do a whole episode on the Prince of Tennis. Or was our sports episode enough?
Play tennis.
Turns out I just wanted to play tennis.
Yeah, I want to use my dueling dragons. That's where you switch your racket into your left hand and go forehand again.
I just want you
forehand on both sides
to do a drive B where you try to
impossible.
Try to skate across.
What about a snake shot?
Oh my God.
That's where you hit the ball straight out of bounds and lose it. Game over. You only brought one tennis ball.
What about the one where they just multiply?
Yeah. What if I just freaking multiplied while I was playing tennis?
You just multiply.
How about that?
Oh my God. Will you go see the Prince of Tennis movie in theaters?
No.
Shut your mouth.
No chance I'd watch that in theaters.
Why? It's 3D.
Oh, I have to. Yeah, never mind. I'm in.
It's like, how are you going to watch it otherwise?
The only way I want to go to the theaters is if I wear goofy ass glasses in public. Incidentally, blue light glasses. How about we bring back 3D glasses?
Just in general?
Yeah, let me make that my everyday.
That nothing good happens if you're just in 3D.
I crashed. I got into a car wreck.
Wait, aren't we in 3D? Haven't we already had this discussion?
Then why do I have to wear these glasses if we're already in it? False advertising much? This screen's just blurry.
That's funny. So I guess the final thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen for you is that it to be determined.
No, I think it's really good. Like I give it an A.
Sure.
Everyone's treating it like it's an A+ or an S tier.
Super.
I just added an S tier for no reason.
Because that's the ranking system. It's S tier or
I think it probably is like S tier, but it's not too S tier.
You're so funny. How many S's are we getting?
Definitely triple S Gridman.
That's funny. I don't know. Like I said, first of all, I've really enjoyed watching a shonen like this week to week.
But is it so much better than Hunter x Hunter?
It's different.
But is it so much better than like any...
But I thought the whole point, and I feel like you've said this in a different podcast, was that you can't really compare something that's starting to something that's fully done.
For sure. Because it can always just keep ramping up. 24 episodes in, this is getting treated like the biggest thing ever. And I think we had a damn near masterpiece that not enough people watch.
You're talking back to
Grand Pretender.
The Great Pretender.
No,
huh?
I've updated it.
The Grand Pretender. You know what? It's not even great. It's actually grand. The Grand Pretender.
I misspoke, damn it.
So
one per episode.
I don't know. I also think sometimes when things are in different categories, you can't necessarily rank them the same way. So,
okay, I can't rank it in a shonen category because there's something that's not completed. I can't rank it against anything.
I'm not saying you can't. I mean, you totally can. Those are all your opinions are valid and they can be whatever they want to be.
I feel heard.
I'm glad. Are you seen too?
What?
I don't know.
I didn't even know there was a second part to this question.
There's so many more.
Why haven't people been asking me if I feel seen?
They should. Well, I don't know. I don't. No, I don't know. I personally, it's hard because then that's even being like, it has to be in a way like apples to apples. My Hero season 1, Jujutsu Kaisen season 1.
Do I think it's better than that? Do you think it's better than season 1 of My Hero?
It's now that you said that, it's very hard to Because maybe no.
24 episodes in, you've already seen him
I feel like
clench his
My
butt
Hero
cheeks
went
and
so
punch
hard.
the giant robot. 24 episodes in.
Isn't, though, technically
You've seen him throw a baseball with his finger.
Stain season 3. I
That
don't
might
know.
be further in.
This-
Yeah, no, it's definitely not season 1. But
no,
I think every big thing in season 1 was...
I feel like it's either season 2 to 3 really ramp the hell up, or it's just like it gets so fire so fast and so hard. Like from the time they go to camp to out of camp, it was...
When they do I think by 24 episodes in, you're in the thick of watching their first sports festival.
Yeah, and the sports festival is really good because even that fight with Ochako and Bakugo,
that's
is
incredible.
It's such a good
and that's
fight.
why. And how much do you love Bakugo in that fight for not taking it easy?
No,
on
I love it.
Ochako?
But yeah, I love that he respects her to fight her like
everyone
man.
else was pissed.
Oh, I know,
and he respected the hell out of her.
I mean, that's why I told you that. Could I see a Bakugo Ochako thing? I mean, I could. Should it be a thing? No, but I could.
It's forbidden. Oh my god!
Ooh, I love the man. I need the love of a bad boy. Show me that bad boy.
I've never heard this.
I'm just saying. I mean, again, not good, but so bad. Yeah, that's tough, but I don't know. Maybe I'd have to watch them back to back. Let us know.
Mikasa from Attack on Titan is significantly stronger than Eren.
Oh, I do like her a lot too.
She's so good.
I forgot about her, but again, I haven't I got to rewatch Attack on Titan. Here's the other thing.
Tell me, and then compare those season ones.
Attack on Titan is so incredible. I can tell you is so incredibly brutal. That entire first season, so many people die. And I remember thinking, oh no, I liked them.
Yo,
a lot.
You like so many people.
Oh no.
Well, you know what? Even like the worst guy that you meet in Attack on Titan is like, you don't want that dude to die.
Yeah.
You're like, damn.
I feel like when I watched Attack on Titan, the majority of things I was saying was, oh no, not that guy. Not him, not her.
It's almost hard to remember specific things though from that season. Like I remember so much vividly from My Hero, but Attack on Titan in the first one, I don't vividly remember things because it's just like this blurry memory of everything being like pretty bad.
Yeah, everything being awful.
There's constant bad news.
Yeah, just being terrible the whole time. It's one of those things where you're just like, oh, where people are like, oh, don't get attached to anybody. And I know I've said this in other podcasts, but Haley has given me the foreboding warning of don't get too attached to anybody.
Gotta be Gojo.
And no.
It's gotta be
It's
him.
gonna be when I stop watching Jujutsu Kaisen. That'll be the beginning of the longest hiatus you'll ever see.
You declare hiatuses?
Yeah.
What are you, the Black Eyed Peas?
No, it'll be my hiatus for that anime.
Silent protest.
Yeah, that's my silent. I mean, I'm not kidding. I did it with One Piece. I did it with Naruto. Naruto, it took me almost 2 years to pick it back up after Jiraiya's death. I was like, screw you guys.
But how good?
How dare you? How dare you kill Jiraiya? How dare you? Because it was bullshit. He didn't need to die.
And can you realize that you meet Jiraiya before they have that like 3-year break? And then you see that he grew up with them. And it's like, if you're a kid watching it.
Yeah.
If you're a kid, you were 16 when he disappeared and you were 18 when he came back.
Yeah.
You're like, man, this guy stayed great. Stayed great my whole life. And then when he died and you were 21, you're like, no. No.
No, it's very, I'm not going to lie. It's very upsetting.
And then he doesn't get revived when you're 25 and you're like, but why? How'd everybody come back? Not Jiraiya.
Oh my God. They have all these reasons. Apparently in Boruto, they fleshed that out.
Like, what, you couldn't swim?
That's so funny.
You could swim with water against Russia.
I think I feel like I Googled this and they were just like, no, he was too far in the ocean. They couldn't get him out because he was too far.
That was the ocean? That was the ocean in that city? What do you mean? That was the ocean
the village of the water village.
What is it? The Misty Village?
The Misty Village, yeah, the Misty Village.
Freaking Cerulean City? We had a freaking ocean in the middle
exactly
of it?
what happened. Yep, that's what happened. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, so that's apparently their justification was that like he was
I heard it.
too far.
I heard
But then
it.
not really, because then how the hell does he come back? You know what I have to say though? One of the best episodes of Boruto, they time travel and Boruto gets to hang out with Jiraiya.
When you're 29 and Boruto goes back in time so you can see Jiraiya and you're like, man, I love Jiraiya. Been loving this dude since I was 15.
That's so funny. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Time will tell. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you think Jujutsu Kaisen's got the staying power. Is it as hyped as it should be?
It does. I want to say that.
You want to be on the record?
I want to say on the record. I think overall, unless My Hero can like redeem itself, and I am not sure, but I think Jujutsu Kaisen's going to be better than My Hero.
I do too.
Ultimately, it's this first season. It's not. As of right now, it's not.
It's so crazy because, I mean, I don't know. I know the fights are super hyped, and I know there's like 3 really, badass fights that just happened in Jujutsu Kaisen, and I feel like I really enjoyed the pacing, and I enjoyed the storytelling, and like we said earlier, honestly, yeah, Yuji's the main character right now, but he doesn't even have to stay the main character, and I would probably still like this show. Like, personally, is there any character in My Hero Academia that you would be like, you know what, if this show stopped being about Midoriya, I would like it to be about so-and-so, and I would be just as entertained. Is there a character that you could think of off the top of your head?
That if it was 100% around them, it's just about becoming the number 1 hero.
I mean, at this point, it's almost like the villain, like one of the villains or one of the heroes one of the pro heroes would almost be the direction.
Damn.
Maybe. No?
I do think that there's probably somebody out there I could like more than Midoriya.
But
I
it's
think
not
right
like
now it's easy street for Midoriya because he literally just has to grow up. Like if he hits a growth spurt and puts some muscle on, he's the best hero. But if somebody can outwork him, I think I'm going to be more interested.
So not Bakugo?
I think it might be, or him or Todoroki.
Interesting. I almost think they've made Todoroki just too bland though. Like I know everybody loves him, but I love him too. I think he's sweet.
I think it could work because we also don't. He hasn't done. The only reason he's gotten bland is we haven't learned anything about him.
That's true.
Basically, since
his fight
since the sports festival.
Yeah. Wow.
And then he made a brief appearance where we were like, "Hell yes! Thank God! Thank goodness for that guy coming."
Yeah.
Because anybody else in that situation, Midoriya is completely screwed. And then we really haven't seen anything from him since.
That's true.
He had nothing to. There was a big fight with Bakugo. Then there was a sports festival where I think we learned more about Guitar Girl than anybody else. And then he wasn't involved in the overhaul thing again. So he's been gone.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only reason that we've stopped caring about him.
Yeah.
But if his dad is the second, is going in between, like, battle, he's the most powerful hero.
Yeah.
And he's watching Midoriya fly through it. I don't know. I think there's probably some interesting dynamic between those 3 because you obviously look at those 3 and think these are the guys who are going to bear the torches. But there was such a gap between Endeavor and All Might that he never even really pushed him for that number 1 spot. I don't. Do you really think that Midoriya is just going to automatically have a vice grip on number 1? I
don't. I think, unfortunately, out of the 3 of them, Midoriya is the most likable. And as the hero picking, like, what they did do the episode where they were doing the hero rankings again. And I mean, the Wild Wild Pussycats were still ranked, even though Ragdoll's fully out of commission. Part of it is it's a popularity contest. It's like it's not only about being the strongest hero, because is Hawks necessarily the strongest.
That dude's
though.
mad strong.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, did you not see this fight?
What?
Yeah, you saw his part of the fight.
I mean, he's fast as hell, and he was like shooting feathers everywhere.
And he's also not trying. And he's winning his part of the battles.
Okay, I was like, I don't know, because I felt like I'm like physically he wouldn't have beaten that Nomu. He wouldn't have.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. He seems like a total slacker.
He does seem like a slacker.
I think he's bad.
I think he's pretending to be bad.
No, I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think he's pretending to be bad.
I'm fairly confident he's a bad guy.
No.
Why does that change anything?
No.
I feel like he's intentionally bad.
No, I think he's pretending. I think he's like pretending to be on the side.
Maybe
of
the show
villains.
should be about hawks.
Okay, that would actually be interesting. You know what?
Why
Maybe
would it be?
that'd be interesting. Take it a weird, like a crazy direction.
Maybe it should be
a character we've only met one
What about
time.
that wood guy?
Which one?
The wood guy that shoots wood.
Hilarious.
You know the one? He's like in the very beginning.
Yeah, I know. Sir Wood or something.
Yeah, Sir Woodsy.
That's not his name.
No, I don't know. I think, but I think Todoroki probably has something because we don't know a lot about him, so they could just easily add story and
sure,
and dynamic.
Okay, I mean, I'm interested to see throwing it back to the movie since now they decided to kind of do this Three Musketeers theme and have it obviously is very much about Bakugo, Midoriya, and Todoroki. So they're finally going to do, because even like the second movie was not, Bakugo played a much bigger part in that film.
Todoroki,
but that shit was bullshit. Yeah, that
he showed up in a suit.
That movie, I'm not going to ruin the ending, but the ending was bullshit, and it was bullshit. and that's how I feel about that. One day we'll talk about it, not today. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that's an interesting question we posed to you guys also. Let us know if My Hero was going to be about
Todoroki,
somebody else
or someone else. That would be the three choices.
I almost feel like the show is still so much about Bakugo too, though. There'd be no point. I feel like you learn.
You need those two to be together. Like you can't really have a Bakugo only show without Midoriya.
Yeah,
because he's also fueling him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I don't think Todoroki, like he was motivated to use his own power because of Midoriya. And then he also, that was the other part why people probably don't love him as much, is he stopped for a long time too.
Oh, where he like did it and then he
really
was like
only uses it like break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah.
So I just think the dude's got real power.
It is true. Like he should 100%. Well, I think it's very interesting what happened during the exam. Like the provisional licensing, the hero licensing, where I guess it's maybe the most emotion we've seen from him. And the other was the one who was really like pushing his buttons. Yeah. And he wasn't able to keep his cool. Like
that's pretty cool.
Literally wasn't able to keep his cool.
And now he's getting punished for it. I mean, if there's somebody, if we like an underdog story, we're looking at a dude who didn't even get his provisional license.
Who should have.
Who got held back, and he was added to this class as a special person who qualified before anyone else did because of how strong he already was. Yeah. And then he becomes one of the 3 people who didn't pass to get a provisional license. It's a bit of an underdog.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it is interesting. We'll have to see what they choose to do because I definitely like movie 2 is not canon.
Sure.
But movie 1 is.
Who knows?
But movie
Otherwise,
3.
Why wouldn't he just keep wearing those gloves? You don't even need Aerie.
They broke. She only had one.
Can she make one more pair of gloves?
It took her a long ass time. All right.
She's only like 18.
she
has not lived that long. She's not lived that long. Had to when did she start? Just saying. Like,
her dad helped her. Her dad went crazy.
Why can't he help her again?
Yeah, because he's crazy. He got in trouble, remember? I don't know, actually. I think he ended up being okay, but I don't remember how it went down. I'm just saying.
Wear the gloves.
That's it. You've been listening to Adults Talking Anime Plus. I'm Inga.
I'm Thor.
And we'll talk anime another day. Bye-bye.